that you want to
good.
prep with, and you have to prep. Before we do any of this, you need to prep. You
have
can't
to prep.
get food to the table without prep.
Little mise en place, if you will.
Mise en place, which
Mise
is
en place.
another fancy French word. We have them.
I
We
like
have all
fancy
those words
French
today.
words. I love fancy French words. And I also love to meal prep. It's actually my favorite part of the process.
Well, you got to prep, right? If you don't prep, you're not going to get yourself in a situation where you're successful. People get frustrated because they're not prepped successfully before they start cooking. And then they're running around the house and they feel, oh, I made a mistake. I forgot to take the chicken out. I forgot to do this. That's what gets people stressed out. So I always tell them, like, look, you got to put some work into it in advance so that when you're cooking with your family, you feel, oh, this is fun. It's not fun if you're not ready.
And that's not fun if you're not ready.
No.
And you need the correct tools. Just like we talked about that utensil set, just as important are your knives.
Yes.
And this is the Big Daddy,
this is the Big Daddy right here. Look at that.
This, you know, we have some other knife sets coming up in our show, but so rarely do you see a knife set that comes with a cleaver. And a cleaver like this, done in German stainless steel, full tang, triple riveted. It is the Big Daddy, as I said. It does all of the heavy lifting for you, whether it is thicker cuts of meat, squash like we see here, all the way through chickens and bones and so much more. You need to have a cleaver because it will do all the heavy lifting. Now, this cleaver knife is 7 inches. It comes with the sheath, and its expiring price of $33.62. Your easy pays are $6.72. All of that expires at the end of the day. Now, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, people might find a cleaver to be somewhat intimidating.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, let's face it. Yeah, but it's heavy. You see what I cut this butternut squash? You want to make sure when you cut a butternut squash, you cut it in half first, and then manage the pieces separately. You can't manage the whole thing in there. With a knife that's not heavy enough, it tends to move, so you got to be very careful, and that's what I've done here. So it's really easy with this heavy knife. It goes through once just like that. So it does everything you could ever want. And garlic, always people are asking me how to remove the skins from the garlic. Now, there's a lot of tricks that you'll see on Instagram. People are shaking them in jars and putting 2 bowls together, and I'm like, really? If you have to do a trick to open a little piece of garlic, it's too much. And then you got to dirty a jar, dirty bowl. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So I just take the cleaver like this, put it on the garlic. You ready? Boom. That's it. And so what happens is, it just comes off just enough so you can handle it. And so that's the first step, step 1. And then if you want to cut it, mince it, and chop it, you can do that. But you can put 3 or 4, 5 or 6, but just like that. And it just cracks the skin, and it doesn't ruin the integrity of the garlic. And so that's what I love to use, a heavy knife. And if you want, you can do pineapples or anything like that. But like for ribs and things like that, that you want to have something go right through it with ease, right? You don't want to be like grinding at this, right? So you just come down like that, you see?
And when you have that surface area, when you have that 7-inch of knife, throwing ribs at me. I mean, there are worse things. I would love to have ribs thrown at me. When you have that sort of surface area, it makes it so much easier to get through it. So let me remind everyone that we do have colors here, because not only is Chef Jeffrey Zakarian making our prep easier, she also makes our kitchen look really good at the same time. So we have 4 colors to choose from. We have it in the cool gray, all the way in the back here. Then we have it in the cranberry. I love that you're giving us an option in the white, and we have the black as well. Each one does come with its protective sheath, so you don't have to worry about having this in a drawer and like little fingers getting in there. And we have about 1,800 in each. Now, Chef, last year, you, me, Mary DeAngelis, we all had a whole hour of all of your knives. We had a masterclass of your knives, and we did present the cleaver in that show. And I think this is the first time that we've seen this cleaver here on QVC 1, because that was on QVC 2. So very excited to bring it to us here on QVC 1 as well. That class was illuminating, and this was one of the shining stars of that show.
Yeah, it's really important to have the right tools. And did we talk full tang? Really important.
Not yet.
So what is a tang? It's not a drink. Well, it is a drink.
It is a drink.
So tang is this. So this knife is basically a handle wrapped around the entire knife. So the knife runs the entire
Look at that.
portion. So what happens is nothing's going to go away. You can wash this and get it wet. It's not going to, it's not a half tang. A lot of them are here. They stop because it's more expensive, obviously. But this is why it has that beautiful weight. And this, you'll pick it up and you're like, wow, that is a cleaver. And really important to know that the cleaver is used for just about anything, but really jobs like cutting, chopping, smashing, doing big, heavy cuts of vegetables. Really important.
Okay, so colors again. Oh, I love the weight of this in my hands. Yeah. It's really, really
you
good.
You feel like, okay, this is a real knife.
Yeah, I'm an Iron Chef right now when I have that in my hand. So here are your colors. We have it in the cool gray. We have it in cranberry. Then we have it in white. And we have it in black as well. The price goes away at the end of the day, as does those free shipping and handling. I hope you are really stocking up and refreshing your kitchen, enjoying that free shipping. It's K64308.